This is part two of the Sponson modifications that I'm making to my ski. In the previous video, I showed how you remove the sponsons and what the bolts look like this right here. They take a T-Torx 40 bit to take these out. Most of the other bolts or machine screws on your ski are a T30, but this is a I think a T40. As I mentioned, you can see the bolts are T40. They have a nice shank on them, and the shank at this end here has a silicone tubing, like surgical tubing, that forms it forms a seal, I guess. And then it has some sealant on it and some Loctite, some kind of special Loctite. And then, of course, as I mentioned, at the end, you're supposed to fill up the holes in the fixturing inserts that are in the hull with goop them up with silicone, so that when you thread it in, it forms a better safety seal. So you got the silicone that seals it, you got the sealant that seals it, and then you got this gasket thing that seals it. Looks like this one's a little bit torn. I'll just have to replace that with some surgical tubing. So as I mentioned, what happens is my sponson here seems to be picking up seagrass because there's a little bit of a tiny gap between the hull itself and the sponson plastic. And so what I'm going to do to take care of that is I'm going to put a band of sealing tape on the back side, and I'll fixture that to the hull, and that'll form like a big gasket to keep the water from entering and keeping the seagrass from entering. The kind of material that I'm using is called RV sealant tape. You can get that on Amazon. It's a sticky tape. You peel off a backing, and you can then apply it to your sheet metal of your RV, or in my case, I will apply it to the sponson itself and then fixture it on the ski. So what I'll do is I'll peel off the backing here, and then I'll insert this on the top and then press it down so it adheres, and then I'll trim it, and then I'll use my leather punch tools to punch holes through this material so that we can get these bolts through at the proper place instead of trying to jam them in. This is the sealant that I'll use. I've used it before. It's called Loctite 567 thread sealant. It's kind of a goopy material it doesn't form like the red Loctite does. It's not a permanent seal, but it's for sealing pipes and that sort of thing. Of course, you'll need the black silicone to go ahead and insert into your squeeze into your fittings themselves. Okay, let's see if we can do this. You get a good shot on my belly while I'm doing it, but that's okay. Sometimes it's hard to peel the backing off, you know, especially when you're trying to shoot a video or something. There it is right there. Let's see what we got going on here. There it is. Okay, this is sticky tape on this side that I'm showing you. There's that right there. We'll throw that away. Dry it off a little bit on the t-shirt because I had washed the salt off. As you can see, this hard plastic doesn't quite mold to the hull. And so what you want to do is come down, get that fixtured right there like that. There you go. Press down on it like that. And this tape, I guess, is maybe about a 32nd or 64th of an inch thick. And like I say, it's used for sealing the roofs of your mobile homes from leaks. All right. So we got that. And then you want to take like something like this and press that down on there. To adhere it good. And then what you do is you take your X-Acto knife Be careful not to cut yourself. This stuff is kind of tough. And of course it sticks to your X-Acto blade. It doesn't have to be perfect, but as perfect as you can get it. Okay. There. Let's see what we got going on up here. It's got a little bit of a curve on it. That. You can see that stuff is kind of sticky here. It seems to do better if you press down a little bit that way on the knife itself. Just figured that out. There you go. Of course, you lose your knife blade. Well, we'll let that go ahead and bend over. But there you have it like that. So it's adhered here, and now when you fixture this onto your ski, this will mold just a little bit and provide you a seal. At least that's what it's supposed to do, and I guess I will wait and post up this video until I do some sea trials and see that it works. Remember to put your silicone, goop it into the fixturing hole, put the sealant around here, and also make sure that you still have these little surgical tubing gaskets. All right.